But I wanted to talk about marriage for a second because I was looking at Michelle Obama had this powwow with a bunch of gals and she was talking about marriage. And she was like giving advice and saying marriage isn't always 50-50. Sometimes it's 60-40, sometimes it's 70-30, but people just are very quick to let it go when it's not all, fabulous and roses and sunshine. And it's like, how do you know? The question basically is, how do you know that your person is worth staying and fighting for? How long have you guys been together?
We've been together 12 years, married for 10. And
that's like a silver anniversary in Hollywood.
I know, it's crazy. How long have you guys been married?
A long time.
120 years.
120 years. We are married this year in a month or something. We're married 24. We're together almost 27.
Yeah, it's huge.
3 decades. Is that crazy?
It's wild. It's wild. And I guess for me, like, I would say, like, even in my marriage, this year was not like a killer marriage year. Like, and I think you just have to get good at, like, being roommates sometimes. And that's uncomfortable and it's not fun. And, you know, you see the preview for some hot, sexy movie come on while you're watching Netflix and you're like, oh, wow, my life is very boring. But, you know, it just can't always be like Cabo and margaritas. Like sometimes like you just have to get to work, and Chris and I both had huge work years this year, so we're just really exhausted. And we're just like, neither one of us tried that hard to be like an awesome wife or an awesome husband this year, and we got a little lazy and we had to come to pass. And actually just a few weeks ago, I was talking about this on Lady Gang, I wrote a complaint letter to my husband. I love it. I wrote a complaint letter. I was on the plane and I was just like, this is where I'm at, and I sent it to him. And he was like, thank you so much for sending this. Because, you know, you can feel when things are off and you're just not right. But like at the end of the day, you're still my person. The things that annoy me about you are the best possible things that could annoy me.
Right.
And I think that I picked someone who's a good person, who really loves me, is a nice person with, wants the same things out of life. And the thought of like starting over and with some dipshit not calling me back, like, is absolutely terrifying.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I really like my husband. But people are like, oh, we had a bad time. We've had bad years.
Of course.
And then we've had amazing years.
Yes.
There's like seasons of it. And I do see people like calling it in and being like, this isn't for me. And sometimes people stay too long in something that is like, I'm like, you need to get the fuck out, you know? But I just don't know. I don't know. I think it's a challenge. It's definitely hard. But I also feel like right now with my work stuff, I have like a abusive relationship with work.
Yeah.
And like just going through the bureaucracy of like, you know, getting the emails and the phone calls and all these things around work. It's like, I can remember what it feels like to be like dating and be in a position of non-power. And I'm like, I hate it so much. I would never like, if something ever happened to Chris Knight, I've already decided, and you're welcome to join. I'm going to do like a non-sexual life partner witch coven.
Oh.
And just like get an apartment building with like 6 girls, and we're all just going to live.
So a sorority.
Like I didn't go to college, so I don't know what that's like, but it sounds like that. Yeah. And
it's
then,
like that.
You just hang out and like take care of each other.
You live in a house and you get a chef. It's good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
That's where I'm next.
I can see that.
I wouldn't have another husband.
I wouldn't mind doing that just on like 2 days a week.
Yeah, I know.
Couldn't we do that?
I just went on a girls' trip to the Golden Door with like 11 of my best girlfriends.
I've never been to the Golden Door.
You have to go. It might not be shishi enough for you. I know it is one of like top 3 spas in the world, but like it's kind of, I don't know. I gotta think about this. But anyway, I went with like 11 of my friends, and it was like the best week ever because you're like, everyone's listening to your stories, everyone's feeling their feelings, everyone's like drinking their green juice.
No,
you know?
I saw and you guys were like dancing. You guys were very cute.
Yeah, we had fun.
Well, it's true. There's good days, bad days, good weeks, bad weeks, good years, bad years. Yeah. Again, we've been together almost 3 decades, so for sure. But I will say this: when your person is worth it, and that's really, I mean, putting obvious things, abuse aside. The grass isn't always greener.
No.
And, you know, just because your person is flawed, you're flawed too.
I know.
And we both, you have to come together. But I feel the same way you do. Like, I love my husband, but I really like
him.
My husband.
Yeah.
Really like him. And for the last few years, we've been in a really fun trend of like newness, interestingly.
Which is crazy after almost 30 years.
It is crazy, but it's funny to me also. Like everyone says he's cheating on me like every couple of years. This pops up. I mean, poor Terry. This man works his ass off. Like he would have to be like, I don't know, having sex with the janitor at the surgery center would be the only thing.
It's like, when are you having time for that?
You don't. He has no time for anything. I mean, the poor guy.